Why are you yelling? Why are you raising your voice? You don't even know what happened.
I don't care about whatever happened. Why were you involved in a physical fight? Why?
Baby, I was there.
Imagine loving someone so deeply that even when life gives you every reason to give up, you still choose to stay, to fight, and to believe. That's exactly what this powerful Nollywood story, Chasing Grace, delivers. A raw emotional journey of love, struggle, and ultimate breakthrough. The movie introduces us to Richard and Vera, a young married couple whose love feels genuine from the very first scene. There's peace, warmth, and a sense of partnership between them. They may not have money, but they have something many people lack: understanding and unwavering support for each other. But very quickly, reality sets in. Richard is a brilliant but struggling software developer. He has spent years building a project he believes can change his life, maybe even make him wealthy. The problem: he has no financial backing, no strong connections, and no clear opportunity to bring his idea to the world. It's the kind of situation where talent exists, but opportunity is nowhere to be found. On the other side, Vera is working as a teacher, holding things together the best way she can. Her job is stressful, draining, and barely enough to support their needs. Yet, she keeps going, not because it's easy, but because she refuses to give up on their future. And this is where the story starts to hit hard. We begin to see the everyday struggles of this couple. Debt starts piling up. Bills remain unpaid. Their landlord becomes aggressive, constantly reminding them of their financial failure. Even basic survival becomes a challenge. There's a painful moment where Vera has to beg for food items on credit, and the way she is spoken to shows just how harsh life can be when you are broke. The movie doesn't sugarcoat anything. It shows poverty in a very real, uncomfortable way. But through all this, one thing remains constant: Vera's belief in Richard. Even when people look down on him, even when opportunities seem too small or unfair, even when desperation begins to creep in, she stands by him. One of the most defining moments in the film comes when Richard is offered money for his software. At first, it sounds like a breakthrough, millions of naira on the table, but then we realize something important. The offer is far below the true value of what he has created. This is where the real test begins. Do you take quick money because you are struggling, or do you hold on for something greater that isn't guaranteed? Richard is tempted, and honestly, who wouldn't be? They are broke, tired, and under pressure. That money could solve their immediate problems. It could give them breathing space. But Vera refuses to let him settle. She reminds him that his work is worth more. She pushes him to think beyond the present pain and focus on the bigger picture. And this moment becomes the turning point of the entire story, because sometimes the difference between success and regret is one decision. As the story progresses, we see Richard battling not just financial struggles, but mental and emotional pressure. He begins to question himself, his abilities, his choices, and even his identity as a man who should be providing for his family. The weight of comparison also plays a big role. He sees others who took shortcuts, who engaged in questionable means, and are now living comfortably. Meanwhile, he is doing things the right way and suffering for it. It's frustrating, it's painful, and it feels unfair. At one point, he almost reaches his breaking point, but once again, Vera becomes his anchor. She reassures him, she encourages him, she refuses to let him lose hope. even when everything around them suggests that hope is useless. She embodies the kind of partner everyone prays for, someone who stays, supports, and strengthens you when you're at your lowest. And then everything changes. After years of struggle, Richard finally gets an opportunity to present his software to international investors. This is the moment they've been waiting for, the kind of opportunity that can completely transform their lives. But just when it seems like things are about to work out, another challenge appears. He doesn't have enough money to travel. Think about that for a second. Your breakthrough is right in front of you, but you can't even afford to reach it. This part of the story is filled with urgency and emotion. Vera goes out of her way, reaching out to friends, borrowing money, putting aside pride, all to ensure that Richard doesn't miss this chance. And this is what makes her character so powerful. She doesn't just believe in him, she invests in his success. Richard finally makes it to the meeting. He presents his idea, and in that moment, everything he has worked for begins to pay off. The same man who was struggling to survive is now stepping into a life-changing opportunity. The same idea people try to undervalue becomes his biggest breakthrough. And just like that, grace finds them. Their lives begin to transform. The struggle that once defined them becomes part of their story, not their reality. We see growth, success, and a sense of fulfillment that only comes after enduring so much hardship. But what makes the ending truly satisfying is not just the success, it's the journey that led there. They didn't give up, they didn't take shortcuts, they didn't lose themselves. They stayed true to their values, trusted the process, and held on to each other. Chasing Grace is more than just a movie. It's a lesson. It teaches us that success doesn't always come quickly. It reminds us that the right partner can change everything. And it shows that sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come after the hardest struggles. Most importantly, it tells us that where you are right now doesn't define where you will end up. So if you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever doubted your journey, if you've ever wondered whether things will ever get better, this story is for you. Because in the end, grace has a way of finding those who refuse to give up. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I truly appreciate your time and support. If you enjoyed this review and want to experience the full emotional story, make sure you head over to Uche Nancy TV on YouTube to watch the complete movie. Trust me, it's a journey you don't want to miss. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing movie reviews. See you in the next video.